So you want to get your driver's license in New South Wales? Yeah, it can feel like a total maze, right? With all the tests and rules. But what if we could turn that whole complicated thing into a super simple straight road? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do.
All right, think of this as the start of your own personal road trip. We're basically handing you the keys and the map. So, let's get you buckled up and on the road to freedom.
Okay, so your road trip to a full license, it's basically broken down into 4 simple stages. You'll start with your L plates, then you'll graduate to the red Ps, then the green piece, and before you know it, you'll have that full license. So, let's hit the road and dive into stage 1.
Right, so before you even get to touch the steering wheel, you've got to prove you actually know the rules of the road. And it all kicks off with one very important test. It's called the Driver Knowledge Test, or DKT for short. You can think of it like your first official checkpoint. It's all about making sure you've got the theory down pat before you put your hands on the wheel.
So when it comes to the DKT, you've got a couple of options. You can actually take it online a month before you turn 16. The cool thing about that is one fee covers you no matter how many tries it takes. Or you can wait till you're 16 and do it in person at a Service NSW center. But just know you'll have to pay a new fee for every single attempt. So you got to ask yourself, test early and maybe save a few bucks, or wait and do it the old-fashioned way. Totally your call.
Okay, so you've passed the DKT. Awesome. Now it's time to make it official. You'll just need to pop into a Service NSW center. They'll need to check your ID, you'll do a quick eyesight test, they'll snap your photo for the card, and you'll pay the license fee. And just like that, bam, you are officially a learner driver.
All right, now for the really fun part, actually getting out on the road. This is your L plate phase, where you're learning with a supervisor and finally putting all that theory into practice. Now, if you're under 25, you've got a big number to aim for. 120. That's 120 hours of supervised driving. And look, it's not just about ticking a box. It's about building up that experience, that muscle memory, and the confidence that's going to keep you safe on the road for the rest of your life.
And out of those 120 hours, a solid 20 of them have to be at night. Why? Well, because driving in the dark is a completely different beast, you know? The visibility changes, the hazards are different, you've got to be ready for it. Okay, these next few rules are the absolute non-negotiables. First, you always have to drive with a supervisor who has a full Aussie license. Second, make sure your L plates are on the front and back and easy to see. Third, your max speed is 90 kilometers per hour. And finally, this is a big one, your blood alcohol concentration, or BAC, has to be 0. Absolutely 0. Think of these rules as your safety net while you're learning.
So you've done the hard yards, you've logged all those hours. You're ready for the next huge step, driving solo. But wait, before you get that sweet, sweet freedom, there are 2 more tests you've got to conquer.
Yep, getting those red P plates is a 2-step deal. First up, you've got the Hazard Perception Test, or HPT. This is a computer test to prove you can spot potential dangers on the road. Once you pass that, you can book in for your practical driving test, where you show an examiner you can handle the car safely in real traffic.
Let's quickly break down the difference between your red and green Ps. On your red P1s, which you'll have for at least 12 months, your speed limit is 90 km an hour and there are some passenger limits at night. Then you move up to your green P2s for 24 months. Here, the speed limit goes up to 100 and those passenger restrictions are gone. But notice what stays the same? Absolutely no mobile phone use. Not even hands-free. Don't touch it.
Okay, let's talk about what is hands down the most important part of all this. These aren't just rules you memorize to pass a test. These are the habits that will literally save your life and the lives of others on the road.
Just take a look at these numbers. They really paint a stark picture. For young drivers between 17 and 25, speeding is a factor in a whopping 43% of fatal crashes. And driving with illegal drugs or alcohol in your system? That's not far behind. Seriously, these aren't just statistics. They represent real people, real families, and lives that could have been saved. So let me make this absolutely 100% crystal clear. If you're on your L's or your P's, the only safe blood alcohol concentration is 0. Not a little bit, not I only had 1, it's 0. End of story.
You want a super simple trick to help you avoid one of the most common types of crashes? It's called the 3-second gap rule, and honestly, it's a potential lifesaver.
Here's how easy it is. You see the car in front of you? Pick a fixed object on the side of the road, like a tree or a sign. As soon as their back bumper passes it, you start counting. 1001, 1002, 1003. If your car reaches that same spot before you finish counting, you're following way too close. And if the weather's bad and the roads are wet, make it at least a 4-second gap.
Simple as that. You've done it. You've put in the work, you've passed all the tests, you've logged the hours, and you've proven you can be a safe driver. You are officially on the home stretch now.
Right, so after you've held your green P2 license for at least 24 months, that's it. You've graduated from the whole system. You can now apply for your full unrestricted driver's license.
You know, the official handbook puts it perfectly. It says, a driver license gives you freedom, but also brings responsibility. And that's really what it's all about. It's your ticket to independence, for sure. But it's also a promise you make to yourself, to your passengers, and to every single other person on the road that you're going to drive safely.
So there you have it. You've got the map, you know the route, and you understand the massive responsibility that comes with it. The only question left is, where is your license going to take you?